Greetings from Sand Springs, everybody. Charles Page High School, home of the Sandites. What is a Sandite? It's a person you want to be. That is what we've been told here. Caden McFarland, Dan Lindblad. This is the program. Welcome, and you know what we do by now, right? Monthly feature series here on 2 News Oklahoma, taking a deep dive into one of our area's athletic departments.
Yeah, and there's a lot to be excited about here at Sand Springs. One thing about the Sand Springs community in this program, nothing goes to waste.
That's right. The Sandite Way. If you're around here very much at all, you will hear that phrase. What does the Sandite Way mean? Well, we're in this football team meeting room. This was once upon a time as Spartan as it could possibly be, just concrete all the way. And now you see those steps and you see the signage behind us. This was all done by parents. There wasn't some big bond issue passed. This wasn't done with millions and millions of dollars. It was parents pitching in. People here work hard.
And it's all for the betterment of the high school athletics.
Absolutely. That is the backbone of athletic success here at Sand Springs, and they've had a lot of it through the years.
Yeah, again, a lot of recent success, and also they're really looking forward to what's ahead. In terms of what Sand Springs has done recently, here's a look.
Welcome to West Tulsa County, Hill Country, Sandite Country. The pride of town, Charles Page High School. The pride of Charles Page, the Sandites. The logo, a Minutemen, a symbol of loyalty and toughness. Charles Page has had 5 state championship teams, highlighted by football in 1966 and girls basketball in 1994. They've also had some great athletes go to school in the railroad community.
What a performer! For nearly 3 decades, a legend in his own time.
Marcus Haynes, the greatest dribbler ever, learned to dribble in the Sand Springs dirt. He helped the town's all-black high school win the Negro High School National Championship as a sophomore when he was a second-team All-American. He turned those talents into a career with the Harlem Globetrotters. John Blake, nose tackle and former OU head coach, also a Sandite. They've also had a long list of individual state champions. Cheyenne Weldon, 5 titles in individual track events with 4 in cross country. She would go on to run at Oklahoma State. And in wrestling, Dayton Fix, a prolific wrestler with the Sandites, turned that into a historic wrestling career with the Pokes. Hail, hail, the gang's all here. Round our colors bold, we'll stick together for the black and gold.
And we will take a couple steps from where we are now down the beautiful lighted hallway to have a conversation with AD Rod Sitton.
Rod, new locker room. Hey, when did you guys finish this?
About a week ago was the final touches. A lot of the work that you see, the painting and the locker painting, and we're getting ready to do a project where we replace the locker seats. We do everything in-house, or we have parents that come in and do it, or our coaching staff does it. It's kind of saying that way. We just get in, get our hands dirty.
Hey, Bobby mentioned that. I wanted to ask you, what does the Sandite Way mean?
Get in, get your hands dirty. It comes off and pays off as ownership. And, you know, we're not a super wealthy community, but this is our way of giving back to them, and then they just take it and run.
There's a unique history here, right? Marcus Haynes, going way, way back.
Right.
And Dayton Fix, just here more recently.
Right.
The kids, though, certainly sort of, what makes a Sand Springs Sandite a little bit unique in your
Well, I tell you, and I've been a couple of different places, and the one thing you see here is there's no quit. They bring their lunch bill.
Yeah.
It's kind of a blue-collar community, and that's the roots of our community. That's where their parents came from, their grandparents came from. And it carries right over into their work ethic, not only here, but down in the classroom.
Maybe Bobby's the guy to ask about this, but the pool table or the video game setup, what's more popular?
Pool table's brand new, so
Okay.
I mean, it's probably been here maybe 10 days.
You want to show us a light show?
Absolutely, come on out. Coach Clinty came up with all this, the design and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, I'm a huge sound system guy. Not that I know anything about it, but I like it.
Let's hear it, Bobby.
Fire away, brother. So,
Are you fired up?
yeah,
You ready to run through the wall?
That's kind of what we do. They blast, it gets fired up, and out they come, and you know, everybody's fired up.
Yeah.
You know, we're ready to suit up and go.
Rod Sitton, Athletics Director here at Sand Springs. Thank you for your time. We appreciate it. The program continues right after this. We catch up with the head football coach, Bobby Kling.
And welcome back into the program here at Sand Springs. We know the lifeblood of the high school athletics is usually the football team's no different here at Sand Springs.
Yeah, every month during the program, I sit down with the head football coach, one-on-one interview, this time with Bobby Klink, who's done a very nice job in terms of sustaining some consistency over the last 5 years here at Sand Springs, making a playoff run at least 2 rounds deep each of the last 5 years, really played eventual state champion Choctaw close. Bobby Klink is a character, folks. You don't need to watch long to figure that out.
Thank you. Guys, thank you so much and thanks for doing our program.
Played at Jenks. We're a part of the 2 state championships at Owasso. Obviously those programs have some things, can do some things at a level that's a little bit. How have you brought what you know from those programs and tailored it to Sand Springs?
Great question. We Rod's sitting on my AD. We have a saying, we call it the Sandite way. We're not going to, build $40 million buildings right away. All this stuff's going to take time. And so sometimes you've got to roll your sleeves up and get to work on a few things. And that was the first thing I wanted to do when I got here was I wanted these kids to come in and walk through our football facility and to feel different, to feel like, okay, we're not the Big Five or whatever, but we're going to make this the best experience possible that they can have. And that started with painting, laying carpet if I had to do that, getting out the community and the churches and saying, hey, how can we do this? What's another way we can do something special for these guys without, raising millions of dollars to build a new building?
Is maybe the best thing about the kids that you inherited here and continue to have in this program, just that there's kind of a toughness that's innate?
Yeah, even when I was in high school, that was always the thing. When you play Sand Springs, there's going to be tough kids. And, that's just ingrained in the community. We're a blue-collar town. You don't have to worry about kids getting in here and working hard. That's what you're going to get. The fun part is our athleticism and the talent, all that stuff is starting to meet that toughness. And that's why you're seeing us gaining on some of these other programs, and I'm just really excited to be here and just to be a small part of it.
What can this program become?
I think the sky's the limit for Sand Springs. This is a community that loves football. On Friday nights the stands are full. It's full for 4 quarters. It's not the type of place where you're in the halftime and then the band plays and then half the stands leave. This is a football community and they love it. I think we have brought some consistency and some excitement and some newness. We lose against Choctaw and the fans are yelling at me, "Oh, you got out-coached again!" And I'm just like, "Good." That's what you want in a community. You want those passionate people, and I think if we can just keep building on what we're doing and keep stacking good years, our talent levels is rising. Yeah. The program is in a great spot in terms of strength and conditioning, all the things that we're doing, and I think that consistency is a straight product of it.
All right, your approach to social media.
Sure, yeah. Here we go, I knew it. I'm reminded of the ancient philosopher Basho, who once wrote, "A flute with no holes is not a flute, and a donut with no hole is a Danish." I don't know, it's just kind of fun to, throw stuff out there every now and again to make people laugh. At least I hope they do. I'm sure I take some shots about it, but that's okay. I can handle it. But it's all in good fun. We're allowed to have fun, aren't we?
That right there, we're on it, man. No entry for you, my man. See what I'm saying? I got my boys on it too. Okay, we got to keep Mr. Tellett out of here.
I'm 42 going on 12, and it's just kind of a fun outlet sometimes, and I just really enjoy it. So that's it.
How did the showing off the yard of the month, if you will, begin?
I love it. It's a long story, but I thought my grass looked really good, and I just had my phone. I kind of filmed it, and I put some music to it. It just kind of went off from there. I was like, well, this is kind of fun. I always like to come out. I suggested noon because I know where the sun's at. That's where I can see my best stripes this way. There we go. Come on, baby. It's a rabbit hole, man. Once you get in there and you have no other hobbies, you have no life except football and your family, and you don't really, football takes so much of my time. I'm going to go play golf and do all that stuff. I just want to be around my family, and my family gets into it. My kids will put their lawn chairs out and watch me mow, and we're really lame. That's all it amounts to. Say that's about hard work, so I don't know. It's taking pride in what you do.
last thing, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, you might have the team to do it this year,
Mm-hmm.
but what would it mean to you with all the work that you've put in,
Yeah.
the kids that you've seen and the work that they've put in? I mean, if you guys were to kick that door down
Yeah.
and Sand Springs got to hoist a gold ball at some point.
It'd be pretty neat. It's mainly for the kids and the community and the assistant coaches that haven't had a chance to do it. I've been lucky enough to do that. If I never get an opportunity to win one, not to say I don't care, but that's not how I really judge how my career will go. I don't think about it that much in terms. I couldn't tell you my record, but it is special. I think when you're part of that team, that just for the rest of your life you can call yourself a champion no matter what happens. And that's what I really want for the kids in this football program, is just to have that, maybe that one magical season, and maybe that can build confidence and other things that they want to do. And it's fun. Winning's fun. I like doing it.
Awesome. Great job. You're always fun to talk
That's
to.
it. Cool.
You're going to show me how to play each one of
Come
these
on, man. Let's do it. No, I have no idea, bro.
Bobby, thank you.
Guys, thank you so
Appreciate
much
it, man.
and thanks for doing our program, guys.
Oh, absolutely. No, man. This
When
is
you guys go Broken Arrow, Owasso, and then Sand Springs, it's freaking cool, man. We're doing
I think
things.
so. Always so much fun to talk to. My thanks to Bobby Klink. Best of luck to the Sandites in 2025. Coming up next, a Sand Springs legend. Dan catches up with Dayton Fix.
Hi, my name is Gloria Materi, and this is my journey. I was born here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and it's me and my 3 other sisters. I did a lot of music and a lot of things like that, but sports intrigued me. At that time, there was a lot going on for me personally. I lost my dad when I went into 8th grade, and I lost my mom in 9th grade. Sports kind of became an avenue for me to have like a safe space and sort of disassociate from everything that was going on at home. We were in the Sand Springs foster care system. During that time, I had really grown a love for volleyball. And so being a Sandite volleyball player to me was everything. Like, it was just a way for me to be out of the home, a way for me to find community. I learned so many invaluable things here at Sand Springs. I learned how to be a leader, how to bring a team together, and I owe that all to the team that participated with me and Sand Springs for just rallying and supporting me. After I graduated from here, I committed to Kansas State University, and I was there for 2 years before transferring to the University of Oregon. I played in Puerto Rico, and then I played in Germany, Münster, Germany, and I played in Neuchâtel, Switzerland. This sport has taken me quite literally all over the world. Now I have my nonprofit. It's called Nakupenda, which means I love you in Swahili. What we do is we bring African professional athletes from all over the world, and we travel back to Africa and host free sports camps for underrepresented children. My journey is an accumulation of everyone who just refused to let me fail, and I'm so honored for them to invest in me at that kind of level, and I want to be able to do the same. I feel like no time has passed, and I feel like it's been millions of years at the same time. I'm a professional athlete, and this is what I do. I get a paycheck to go be a top scorer in another country. Here, I was just coming in here to have fun with my friends, and it ended up being an entire experience that I just could not have planned. I'm Gloria Materi, and this has been my journey.
Welcome back into the program, everybody, here at Sand Springs this month. Maybe the greatest Sand Springs athlete I have ever seen in person. Wrestler Dayton Fix finished his high school career undefeated, 4 state championships.
Yeah, a lot of people are excited to have one undefeated season, right? He did that his entire Sand Springs career, and that really fueled him even to what is up next, and that is the goal of representing the entire United States of America.
State champion, conference champion, and competing to be a world champion.
To try to win a world title this summer. That's the main goal right now.
Dayton Fix has never shied away from expectations, externally and internally.
That pressure that I felt, it was really just coming from myself. Obviously a lot of people expected a lot out of me, but at the end of the day, you decide, if you feel the pressure or not.
Fix got a late start in the eyes of the wrestling world. He didn't start until late elementary school on mats in his garage. As a result, he had his fair share of losses early on.
That's the best way to learn. You take some losses, or you get roughed up. You got to figure out a way to not let that happen again.
But when it came time to wrestle for the Sandites, he did not.
Yeah, it was never really about winning every match. I don't like losing.
168-0, 4-time state champion.
You see a lot of just tough kids that come out of Sand Springs, and I think that wrestling was the sport that helped a lot of those kids, and it put them on a good path. They have a club there in Sand Springs where they have a ton of kids in there every night, so it's awesome to see.
That momentum carrying over to Stillwater.
I'm going to be attending Oklahoma State University,
where Fix would rewrite more history, finishing his college career 126-7, 5-time Big 12 champion, first and only 5-time All-American at the school, and maybe the most bittersweet, the first 4-time national runner-up in NCAA history, including his final collegiate bout.
I think about being in that finals match, pretty much every day still. It eats at me, but at the end of the day, it took a lot just to be able to come back each and every year and get to that point again. And when you have that kind of outlook on life and not in just wrestling, in any whatever field you're in, I think that's most important.
Fix still resides and trains in Stillwater, but wrestling has taken him all over the world. His most recent venture, winning gold in Bulgaria back in January. Now his eyes are set on winning big at this week's U.S. Open before Final X this summer. Win at both, and it's on to the World Championships as a member of Team USA, and then a run at the 2028 Olympics.
I'm grateful for both Sand Springs and Oklahoma State for everything they've done for me. They've changed, both places have changed my life forever, so I'm eternally grateful for both of them.
We are not yet finished here on the program. When we return, the 2-sport star that has the Sandites eyeing a state championship run in the near future.
Welcome back, everybody, for the final time from here at Sand Springs, Charles Page High School. Of course, we talked with the head football coach, Bobby Klink, a bit earlier, and he is fired up for 2025, and it all starts with the guy taking the snap at quarterback, Easton Webb.
Yeah, every once in a while you have one of these kids that go through high school. They've played for so long that it's like, okay, he's got to graduate this year, right?
Yes.
They still got another year of Easton Webb, the 2-sport star that has a very important decision coming up, but it's a good problem to have.
You want to show your Sandite baseball spirit?
The defending runner-up in 6A Sandite baseball team has flipped their roster.
It just makes me and us as a team more hungry to get there again and finish it and not let it end the way it did last year,
But the key cog returning is junior Easton Webb, the ace of the rotation and one of the top pitchers in the entire state.
It's just kind of like tunnel vision almost. I throw the ball, and after I release the ball, there's nothing I can do about it. They hit it. But I know I have guys behind me that are going to make plays for me and get outs for me as well. So there's not really a lot of stress that I have because I'm comfortable up there. I get in that tunnel vision knowing that I've got everything I need.
Baseball is in his blood.
T-ball whenever I hit my first home run. That's always the one. Whenever we're playing at the Sand Springs ball field, and it's 50 feet to the fence out there, just hit one out off the tee. And that's always the first memory that pops up.
Do you still have that baseball?
I did. I think I still do. I couldn't tell you where it's at, but I'm pretty sure I still have it.
He's committed to play the game at Oklahoma State after high school and has all the signs of being a pro ball player.
My dad played linebacker at OSU, so he's kind of a meathead. He was hard on me growing up and always taught me to work hard. He's like, why don't you work hard these next 20 years of your life and you won't have to work another day in your life if you make it that far. And that's my whole mindset. I like to work hard where I am right now, and maybe if I get the chance to, I won't have to work a day again into my life.
These kids all look up to him, and they listen to what he says, and he bring, and not only for baseball, but from football, and whenever you're the quarterback of the football team, QB1, you are, everybody in school looks at you, and he handles it well. He's such a humble kid, and he always looks out for his teammates, and that's what's great about him.
Yeah, you heard that right. He's also pretty good at throwing the football too.
A lot of people, try and make it seem like difficult, but really for me, it's not that. Some people ask me, how does your arm play out? Like, say, when you go from football season right into baseball, how does your arm feel? I'm like, honestly, it feels fine. It feels normal. There's nothing really that sets me back playing both sports or being a quarterback and a pitcher at the same time. There's not really a con to it that I think.
And he's picking up his share of attention at the FBS level with offers coming in from places like Georgia Tech.
I'm just letting it all play out, and I'm just kind of taking it all in. I'm a kid right now, so might as well just live it all out. I love it. It's awesome.
And his coaches know what it takes to get and play well at the highest level. Scott Watkins is in his first year as the Sandites head baseball coach, That after 20 years as an assistant, he led Sand Springs to 2 state semifinal appearances in the 1980s, eventually making his way onto the major league field with the Minnesota Twins.
Scott Watkins, the youngster, the third Minnesota pitcher.
What made him come back?
Born here, I was raised here, I played ball here, I played in state tournament here, you know, and all I've ever wanted to do was bring one back for Sand Springs. It's my hometown. I'm a born-again Sandite.
Our thanks to everybody here at Sand Springs High School. Yeah, they rolled out the red carpet. Rod Sitton, Bobby Klink, you guys were fantastic. Really enjoyed this. What is a Sandite? It's someone you want to be.
Remember that. Lock it in.
That's it for the program this month. We will see you again in about 4 weeks.